Hello, my friends. How are you guys? Hello over there in Instagram world. How is everybody? I hope everyone is doing well. Again, I am doing this both on Facebook and Instagram, so I will be hopping back and forth. So just bear with me if I'm not looking directly at you, okay? Today we're going to be talking about intermittent fasting, one of my very favorite topics because it's something that I love to do. It's something that I live by. I tell everyone about it, and I want everyone to know the facts. Intermittent fasting gets a bad rap at times, and so I wanted to share with you guys how it works, how it helps, how to do it right, what should you avoid, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So say hello if you are here live, say live. And if you're watching the replay later on, say replay. So I know who is able to come on live and who catches us later on. And I'm just going to make sure that I am live on Facebook because that's always something that's super important. Hope everyone is having a great week so far. The weather is changing and I'm here for it. I love spring and I love summer even more. So this is me. This is all me. So, hello again. What if I told you that skipping breakfast or pushing breakfast back could actually help you burn fat? What would you think about that? So, what would you think if that would help you burn fat, boost energy, and balance your blood sugar? Because remember, we've spoken in the past, and blood sugar balance is the name of the game. Okay, that's what we're aiming for, and that's what intermittent fasting does. And today I'm going to break it down, as I said, how it works and why it's a game changer. It really changed my life. It changed my husband's life. Like, that's how he lost so much weight, but he did it correctly. All right, so it's going to be a game changer for your metabolism. So stick with me so you can learn how to do it correctly. All right, so do me a favor, tell me in the comments if you have ever tried intermittent fasting before. Say yes or no. Have you ever tried intermittent fasting? Ah, okay. Ellie's saying I am following your advice and I am currently walking after dinner. Go, Ellie. Yes, I love it. All right, so type in the chat. Have you tried intermittent fasting before? Yes or no? Let me know if you've tried it. A lot of us have tried it. I'll give you a little story about me in the past. So I used to believe, and I think many of us were taught this way for a long time, probably the entire country believed that eating every few hours was the best way to boost your metabolism, right? But this was the problem. I was still constantly hungry. I was always thinking about food, and my energy would always crash midday. So right around that 3 o'clock mark, I needed a nap. And some of you have heard my story in the past, how I would pick up my daughter from school and it was about 15-20 minute drive, and we would come back home. I'd park in the driveway and tell her to go in the house, and I couldn't even get out the car to get into the house. I would have to take a nap right there in my car in the driveway. So that's how bad it was. Let me try to fix this a little bit. Okay. Hopefully don't fall. All right. And so that was me. I had no energy. And so when you do intermittent fasting incorrectly, that can also happen to you. So at that time, I was not doing intermittent fasting. Let me correct myself. I wasn't doing intermittent fasting at that time. But prior to that, so years before that, I had tried intermittent fasting. And it wasn't sustainable the way I was doing it. And I lost some weight, but I wasn't feeling great. And so along this journey, I have learned about intermittent fasting and everything changed for me. And as I said, for my husband, now I have so much energy. I have fewer cravings. I have much better digestion. So does my husband. That's one of the things that he was dealing with. And the crazy thing is, he didn't even know that he was dealing with digestion issues. I thought that was like, but the best part is, once I got used to intermittent fasting, it became so easy. Like, I cannot even describe to you how easy it can become. Today, I did a 19-hour fast. So my first meal was about 12 o'clock. My last meal yesterday was about 4:30. So I did a little over 19 hours, and I wasn't even hungry. I only ate at 12 because I wanted to have an early dinner today. So if I knew if I pushed it back, then I was only going to do one meal, and I didn't want to do just one meal today. So I ate at 12 o'clock, and I had a nourishing meal, and so I ended up doing about 19 hours today. And I'm telling you, once your body gets used to it, it's so easy. It really is. So maybe you're asking yourself, what is intermittent fasting? What is it exactly? I've heard of it. I don't really know how to do it. I don't know much about it. But let me just tell you, intermittent fasting is not a diet. It's an eating schedule, and it's going to help your body burn fat efficiently. So you're going to burn more fat when you're doing intermittent fasting. So instead of eating all day, you will take a break from food for a specific amount of time. And when that happens, you're allowing your body to rest and heal. And that's what intermittent fasting is all about. It's giving your body the time to rest, digest, heal from the inside out. Now, I do not want you guys going out there and trying to do a 19-hour fast on day one. Please, please, please do not do that, okay? Let me talk about some of the popular intermittent fasting times. So we have the 16-8, which is fast for 16 hours, and you have an 8-hour eating window. That's the most common one. And then we have a 14-10. So that's fast for 14 hours, and you eat for 10. You have a 10-hour eating window. You're not going to eat for 10 hours straight, okay? You have a 10-hour eating window. And that's pretty good for beginners. And then you have the OMAD, which is one meal a day. And that's for more advanced. That's for people that have been doing it for a while, and their body is becoming a lot more metabolically flexible, where you're shifting between the fat burning and the sugar burning a lot easier. And then the one meal a day is good for you. And that's when you're getting more into the 24-hour fast. And then we have longer fasts like 36 hours, 48 hours, etc., which are not done back to back. All right, let's make that clear. You're not going to do a 24-hour fast and then a 36-hour fast right after that. No. These longer fasts are done depending on what you're going through in your body, but it can be once a month or once every 2 weeks or once a quarter, just depending on what you have going on and what you need your body to do. Okay? But you're not going to do that in the beginning. Please don't do that in the beginning. You're setting yourself up for failure. You might make yourself sick. You can pass out. So you don't want to do that like the first time you fast. Okay? Tell me in the chat, how many of you have heard of the 16-8 or 14-10? Have you heard that those numbers being thrown around? 16-8 fast or the 14-10 fast? Put it in the chat. Let me know. And let me check the comments here. Let's see. So Ellie has tried intermittent fasting. And Francis says yes. Okay, Francis. Thank you for commenting. All right. So how does intermittent fasting boost your metabolism? This is like the question everybody wants to know the answer to. All right, so here it is. I'm going to tell you a few different things that happen. So I'm going to give you 4 pointers of things that happen to your body when you do intermittent fasting. So number 1 is that it lowers insulin and burns fat. We've been talking a lot about insulin and insulin resistance the past couple of weeks. And if you want to watch those, if you missed it and you want to watch it, type in insulin in the chat and I'll tag you in those videos. All right, so type insulin in the comments and I'll tag you in the video so you can go back and watch the things that we've been talking about pertaining to insulin and insulin resistance. All right, so what happens? When you eat, insulin goes up, right? And when you fast, insulin drops. So remember we talked about insulin. When you eat, insulin goes up because you eat something, your body pushes out the insulin so that it can carry the glucose into your cells to give you energy. But we also spoke about insulin resistance, and too much insulin is not good for us. And insulin is a fat storing hormone. All right, remember, insulin is a fat storing hormone. So too much insulin is going to make your body hold on to fat. That is not what we want, okay? So when you fast, your insulin drops, and it allows your body to switch from fat storing to fat burning. All right, so it's going to go from fat storing to fat burning. So that's one of the things, and that's my favorite. I love it. The other thing is that it's going to reduce cravings and balance your blood sugar. So fasting helps reset your hunger hormone, which is ghrelin. And so what ends up happening is that you feel fuller longer, and then you experience fewer cravings. So that's another huge plus, especially when you're trying to lose weight. All right, number 3, it increases energy and focus. So fasting triggers autophagy. I don't know if you've heard of autophagy yet. A lot of people have, because it's a word that's been thrown around a lot in the past couple of years. And it's a process in which your body cleans out the damaged cells inside your body. And then it leads to better brain function, more energy, etc., etc. Autophagy literally translates to oh my gosh, my brain, talk about brain. I can't think of the word now. So it's like your automatic feeding, right? So your body is literally eating the fat inside your body. Okay, so your cells are eating the fat inside your body. And that's how you end up cleaning out the damaged cells. So when you get, so you have to fast for a certain amount of time to reach autophagy, but when you get there, it's amazing because you can heal from so many different diseases when your body kicks into autophagy. So that's a word you want to remember. All right, and then the last thing is that it supports digestive health. So when you give your gut a break and it's not constantly trying to, remove the nutrients from the food and digest the food and all that stuff, it's going to reduce bloating. It's going to improve digestion. And I experienced that myself when I started fasting. It was so crazy how, like, I didn't feel anything in my stomach anymore. So in the past, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but like after you eat, you get like I don't know, your stomach starts making these weird noises and you feel these weird rumblings, and I always thought that that's normal because it would happen to me after I ate all the time. And once I started doing intermittent fasting, that all went away. And it's crazy because you are giving your body a chance to digest what you've eaten and do its thing. You're letting your body do what it was created to do. And let me tell you, our bodies are amazing. We are designed so perfectly, it just blows my mind. So tell me, which of these benefits excite you the most? Is it the fat loss? Is it the energy? Is it the cravings? Or is it like the digestion? Or maybe for you, it's all the above, because it's just amazing what happens to our bodies. It really is. So let me tell you how you're going to start intermittent fasting the right way. And let me just check the comments real quick. Make sure no one is trying to ask a question. And as always, if you have a question, please put it in the chat or the comment section. And I am going to answer them. And even if I miss it right now, I'll come back around and answer. All right. So Ellie's saying fat loss. So she's excited about the fat loss. And she says she tries to do 14:10. That's awesome. All right, let's see what other comments we have. Oops, I hit the wrong button. So I'm gonna tell you how to start intermittent fasting the right way. So step one, and this is what I share with everyone, start slow. All right, so as I just mentioned, I do not want you guys to try to jump into a 96-hour fast. It doesn't work like that. You need to start slow. So I always advise people to start with a 12-hour fast. 12 hours. So what you're going to do is you are going to eliminate that nighttime snack. Type in the chat 9 p.m. if you are one of those that have to have a snack before bed. Put in 9 p.m. in the chat or the comment section. That was me. I would always have to have something before bed. And usually it was a bowl of cereal, which is so bad in so many different ways. Like too much to talk about now. So I'll leave that for another one. But I always had a bowl of cereal before bed every single night. And so that was me. But what I want you to do is eliminate that nighttime snack first. So that's step one. Eliminate that nighttime snack so that you can do at least a 12-hour fast. So a 12-hour fast is going to be, let's say you finish dinner at 7 p.m. tonight. You're not going to eat until at least 7 p.m. tomorrow. That's 12 hours. For some of you, you're already doing that and more, and that is fantastic. I love that. So if you're already doing that, then you can push it back a little bit more. Maybe go another hour. All right. So let's start with at least a 12-hour window. If you've never done intermittent fasting before, you're brand new to it, start with 12 hours. That's step one. Step two, you're going to prioritize protein and healthy fats. Okay, protein and healthy fats. So when you eat, you want to fuel your body with whole foods. You want to, when you break your fast, this is really important. You want to break it with protein and healthy fats. You don't want to break it with any carbs. All right, so no sugar, no carbs when you're breaking your fast. So the first meal of the day, whatever time that is, you can do eggs. That's great protein to have. You can do some cottage cheese. You can do avocado. You can do bacon or any kind of meat. But you don't want to do any kind of bread, cereal, danishes, nothing like that. All right. When you break your fast, break it with a healthy, nourishing meal, something that's nutrient dense. That's what you want. That's the name of the game. And then that's also, when you do that, that's also going to help you for the rest of the day. You're not going to be on this crazy roller coaster with your sugar going up and down all day long. All right. So that's step two. Step three, you want to stay hydrated. So water. I cannot stress that enough. You can add electrolytes to that water and some sea salt, especially if you're not a big fan of water. You want to have a little bit of flavor. Add some electrolytes to your water. You can have some coconut water. Just make sure that it's clean and doesn't have any junk in it. And herbal teas. Herbal teas are fantastic. There's so many different ones for so many different ailments and things to just help you digest and rest and energy. So many different herbal teas you can take. So herbal teas are really, really good. And herbal teas you can have during your fast, as well as water with the electrolytes, all that stuff you can have during the fast. So when you are that nighttime snack that you're giving up, have a glass of water with some electrolytes, or have a glass of water with lemon. Warm water with lemon is fantastic, or a cup of tea. And then step four is listen to your body. Okay, fasting should feel good. It shouldn't feel stressful. You shouldn't feel dizzy. Yes, you're gonna feel hungry, but it will pass quickly. I promise you. It might feel like forever at the moment, but it does pass quickly. So I am about to sneeze. So listen to your body though. Okay, if you feel like you're gonna faint, no, you need to eat. Okay, something is not right. So you want to make sure that you are listening to your body. All right, how many of you are going to do at least a 12-hour fast between tonight or tomorrow? Put it in the chat for me because I'm gonna follow up with you. I want to see who is going to try the 12-hour fast. Baby steps, all right? Baby steps, baby steps. All right, so now we're going to talk about common mistakes to avoid. And I talked about some of this already, but one of the things is you do not want to overeat. When it's your eating window, don't be like, oh my God, 10 hours to eat. I'm going to eat as much as possible. You don't want to do that. All right. Remember, you got to give your body time to digest and heal. So you want to eat like your regular portion. You want to eat until you're 80% full, and then you're done. And then you wait until the next meal. So your next meal should not be earlier than 4 hours. So your meal should be 4 hours apart. And then this is one of the things that I spoke about earlier is breaking your fasts. How should you break your fast? You do not want to consume sugar or any kind of processed foods for your first meal. So when you're breaking that fast, no sugar or carbs and no processed foods. All right, because what ends up happening is it causes cravings, it causes the energy crashes because it's gonna cause your blood sugar to spike, and then you're gonna be on that roller coaster all day long, like I spoke about a minute ago. So what you eat the first time of the day is really, really important. Make sure that you are nourishing your body. And then you want to eat enough protein. Protein is going to help keep you fuller, longer, and it's going to support your metabolism. All right. So make sure that you're having enough protein. I'm going to check here just to make sure. If you guys have any questions, please put it in the chat or the comment section. I'm going to check now, but if I miss it, I will swing back around and I'll answer all your questions. If you want to DM me a question, please feel free to do that. I'm happy to help. That's what I'm here for. And if you want to you want your metabolism to kick into high gear and get to that next level, and you need extra support because you cannot do it on your own, then join my 14-day metabolism reset. You'll get individual support, you'll get daily emails to keep you on track, and it's one-on-one coaching. So you'll get 3 one-on-one coaching sessions. But during those 14 days, you are going to gain energy. The crashes are going to stop. You're going to feel less bloated. You're going to feel less inflamed. And more than likely, you are going to lose weight within those 14 days. I've had many people that have done the 14-day metabolism reset that have lost 5 pounds, which I feel like that's a lot in 14 days, but that's like the average is 5 pounds. Some people have lost a pound, some people a little bit more, but the average is 5 pounds. But I can't guarantee that because I'm not with you 24 hours a day, but more than likely you will lose some weight. So if you are interested in that, just comment reset in the comments or in the chat. Put reset in there and I'll send you all the details for that. And we will get your metabolism working for you instead of against you. But again, if you have a question, specific question, and you don't want to put it out in public, just send me a DM. I'm more than happy to help you guys. So to wrap up, intermittent fasting is a powerful tool. I told you I use it. My husband's used it. Many family members have used it and clients. And every single person gets results. I've never had not one client say, this doesn't work for me. As long as you do it correctly and you have the support that you need and you're eating the right foods, that's really important. It's not just when you're eating, but what you're eating is also important. So as long as you're doing it correctly, you will see results. All right. So I want you guys to try a simple 12-hour fast tonight. And if you already do 12 hours, then go a little bit more. All right. Then maybe do 13 or 14 hours. But I want you to get started. All right. And if you guys have found this helpful, please tag a friend, let your friends know. I am here every single Tuesday at 7 p.m. and we are talking about different things all related to our metabolism. And if you have questions, a topic that you would like me to cover, just let me know and I will cover that for you. All right, guys. Now, when you do the 12-hour fast, or even if you're going a little bit past 12 hours, I want you to come back on here and let me know. All right. I want to see what you're doing. I want to check in on you. So just come back here, comment, I did it. How did you feel? Because I really want to see what's happening out there. All right, guys. Well, my friends, thank you so much for joining. I will see you next Tuesday. As I just mentioned, I'm here every Tuesday at 7 o'clock, so mark your calendars and come back next week and I will see you guys then. Have a great week. Bye.